Hello. So today we're going to talk about how to have better sex with your partner. And hint, it's not about like technique or reading a bunch of cosmopolitan magazines to figure out what he wants. It really has to do with emotional connection. Hi, I'm Emma Coble. I'm a licensed professional counselor. I see clients in Colorado and in Florida, all online. And if you are struggling in your relationship and you need help, please feel free to reach out for a free consultation. So let's get into it. So, sex is, of course, incredibly loaded. It's one of the most intimate ways we can connect with a partner, and it's incredibly vulnerable. As we all know, it can ebb and flow at different times in our relationship, and as stress and demands change, and it is also totally possible to reignite closeness and to reignite a sexual spark when we've had it go missing for a little bit of time. There's often, I often see couples coming in wanting to just have better sex, but what I'm going to tell you is that better sex, again, it's not about like technique or doing something, physically right. It's really about connection. It's really about feeling safe. It's really about having a place to feel like you can just play and be vulnerable and not be perfect, and that is okay. So, in order to have better sex, we really want to be thinking about how to have your connection feel safer and feel better. So, okay, so great sex is really about trust, it's about vulnerability, it's about presence, it's about intimacy. When you know that you're desired, when you know that you're accepted just as you are, that is what allows great sex to take place. That's also what allows us to just like play and have connection and have healing with another person. So, in order to have this, we have to feel seen and understood. We have to feel like we can be vulnerable without a fear of being rejected, and to be able to express our needs and our limits and feel like those things are going to be respected. And we have to be able to trust that our partner is going to respond to us with care, with curiosity, with kindness, with gentleness. If we don't feel those things, it's going to cause our sexual life to suffer in some way. When we're feeling dismissed, unseen, when we feel like someone's being critical of us, those are the things that often lead to sex feeling more disconnected or withdrawn. We also might then avoid sex in order to not be in that situation, which is totally understandable. So if you're feeling like your sex life is kind of struggling right now, there are a lot of reasons that this could be happening. One is, yes, that lack of emotional connection or a feeling of safety, body image issues, past trauma, and sexual shame that one or both people might be feeling. This feeling a need to perform, or this fear of not having enough sexual desire or not being sexy enough, an inability to really be present. These can all affect our sex lives, and it's totally normal for those things to be coming up and affecting your sex life. These are not signs that you're failing. They're just signs that that emotional bond needs some tending. So the first thing I would say, if you are experiencing any of this, is start with rebuilding some emotional safety in your relationship. So what you want to do for this is to come to your partner and have a conversation where you maybe talk about some of the things that are going on for you. Talk about maybe what helps you feel most connected, what helps you feel most desired, what things you really enjoy about your sex life, what you would like to try together for fun. So these things that help you guys reconnect to each other. And of course, like if there's these deeper issues of feeling like you're going to be judged or not knowing if you can trust, that might be something you want to explore a little deeper before moving into some of these more sexual conversations. And that might be something to explore with a couples therapist as well. So get curious about sort of your patterns and what the patterns are that come up around sex and what information that might be giving you. Is there typically a partner that withdraws? Is there a partner that tends to feel pressured, or like they're only good for sex? Really get curious about what tends to go on for you, and that'll also give you information about maybe where there are some unmet needs or where there's something that needs some more digging or exploration to strengthen your connection to each other. Another thing is, as you're working on your relationship and you're strengthening that feeling of safety, is to rebuild trust through small things with each other. So doing things like giving physical or verbal affection, saying I missed you, saying how beautiful or hot the other person looks, touching them throughout the day. Offering to help, offering to cook, offering to do things for the other person can really help them feel seen and emotionally safe inside the relationship. And then also creating space for non-sexual physical affection. So doing things like cuddling or holding each other, or just kind of laying together and watching a show or something like that, or reading a book together. Having these moments where it's not about sex, but you are feeling connected to your partner can really help open the doors for that sexual connection. And then also redefining what good sex means. There's often this narrative in our culture that good sex is like all about an orgasm and achieving this, ultimate sexual pleasure. But thinking about good sex, oftentimes what is good sex is like feeling very emotionally close, feeling very seen, feeling very connected to the person that you're with. So, and also like feeling like you can be yourself, feeling good in your body, like feeling desired by this person. So maybe changing that narrative. Another thing I will just add in here as kind of an aside is that this isn't black and white across the board, but sometimes there could be a difference in the way men and women come to sex and feel desire to have sex. And women have in some studies shown to have more of a responsive desire. So they tend to not automatically get aroused when they see, their husband naked walking by or something like that, but become aroused when their partner initiates or when their partner expresses desire. And so oftentimes it can be really helpful for women in particular to have their partner throughout the day express desire or show them how beautiful that they think they are. So just something to keep in mind, like if that is you, that if you're a man or a woman, that is normal, and we all have different ways that we respond to our partners and to sex. So if you are feeling stuck, it might be a great idea to think about couples therapy just to understand what's getting in the way of your intimacy, and if there is more of an emotional issue that's kind of getting in the way of this. So if you are interested in learning more about this and you live in Colorado or Florida, reach out. I'd love to chat with you. Otherwise, I do recommend a great EFT therapist or a sex therapist to talk about this further. All right.